Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our part 4 of mathematics revision, and in this particular class we are just going to solve math 1120, of which we are going to focus on 2023 exam paper. So before I proceed, can one of you kindly confirm if you guys are able to get me or not?
Yeah, I get you, sir.
All right, thank you very much for the confirmation. So let me quickly start the class. So yesterday we solved 3a, 3a I and I2, and then we also went further and discussed b, but we did not finish up everything. So in yesterday's class we ended somewhere here. We ended here. So for today we'll move on and proceed and solve as many questions as we can and conclude this paper. Okay, so the first question was given that 2x cubed minus x squared minus 7x minus 5 is equal to that. For all values of x, find the values of a, b, and c. So for this question, we actually solved and we found the solution. So we are going to focus on this particular question, which is saying factorize completely the polynomial x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x plus c 12. So let me quickly write solution. So in this solution, I'll write my polynomial, which is p of x, which is simply equal to x cubed minus 3x squared and then minus 4x and then plus 12. Okay, so when solving this particular question, when you are asked to find the factors of any polynomial when you are not given any factor, so the first thing that you are supposed to do is to find the zero root, okay, or is to find the zeros of this particular polynomial. So this is how you are supposed to find the zero root. So when you talk of a zero root, the zero root is just a number. When you put in there, it's going to give you 0. So let's quickly look at a number which you can find. So for a number, that number mostly you just look at most of the factors of the constant, they become the zero roots, most of them, but not all of them. So you try out. So if I was to try 2, so let's say px there, for me to find that if a given number is a zero root, px is supposed to be 0, then it's a zero root. So I'll try out 2. So I'll say taking x is equal to 2. So when I take x is equal to 2, then I'm going to have 2 cubed minus c 3 2 squared minus c 4 2 and then e plus what, plus c 12. So this is what I have. This is what I have written there. So if I was to work out p of 2, if I was to work out p of 2, 2 to the power 3, it's simply 8 minus c 2 to the power 2, it's 4 times 3, it is simply 12. Then you say minus 8 there and then plus what, plus c 12. So p of 2 is simply equal to 0. So this simply means that 2 is the zero root. 2 is the zero root. 2 is the zero root of that polynomial, which is p of x. And This also simply means that, so if 2 is the zero root of that particular polynomial, then that simply means that x minus 2 is a factor of p of x. So if 2 is the zero root, then x minus 2 is the what? Is the factor of p of x. Now, once you are able to work out this particular equation in this particular way, so the next step for you to find other factors of this particular polynomial is for you to use the other method, which is the synthetic division. If you want, you can use long division, but if you want, you can also use the synthetic division. So in this case, I'm going to use synthetic division. So I'm going to say using synthetic division. So this is another method which is used to divide a polynomial. So using synthetic division, I know that p of x is simply equal to what? Is simply equal to x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 12. So at this particular point, I'm just going to get the what? I'm just going to get the coefficients. So I'll get a 1 there, I'll get a negative 3 there, I'll get a negative 4 there, and I'll lastly get a what? A 12. So when I get these guys, I'm going to write something like this. So this is a table. I'm going to write, so there I'll put my 1, and then there I'll put my negative 3, and there I'll put my negative 4, and lastly I'll put my what? My 12. So from there I'll demarcate these guys. So I'm going to have a line there, another line there, another line there, and then I'll also make a second horizontal line. The other feature that is supposed to appear on this particular table is the 0, which we found, the 0 root, which was 2. Okay, so once you start here, there you're going to put a what? A plus, or if you want, you can't put anything. So let me just remove it, but I'll explain what you're supposed to do. Okay, so after you do that, your next step is simply easy. You're going to put a 0 there. Then you say 1 plus 0, it is 1. Then you say 2 times 1, it's simply what? It's simply 2. Negative 3 plus 2, it's negative 1. Then 2 times negative 1, the answer is simply what? Is simply negative 2. Negative 4 minus 2, it's negative 6. 2 times negative 6, it's negative 12. Personally, I normally refer that particular point as my reference point, because this is where I see if at all I made a mistake or I didn't. So if I say 12 plus negative 12, it's going to give me 0. Then this 2 is the correct 0 root. So after I do that, you are now going to get the coefficients which you found there. You're going to get the coefficients. So you're going to get this one, that one, and that one. So when you get that one, since the polynomial was x cubed, so you're going to have x squared minus x minus what? Minus 6. And this guy, you can call it as what? Q of x is equal to. Okay, so you have a quadratic and you are used with quadratics. So at this particular point, if you want, you can use the method product, sum, and what? And the factor. Product, sum, and the factor. So this is the method that can help you. So the product is surely -6. The sum is -1. The factors will simply be 2 and 3, of which one of them is supposed to be a negative. So -3 will be the one to carry the negative. So 2 minus 3 is -1, and 2 times -3 is simply -6. So these guys are correct. So if you factorize q of x, since here there is x squared, the coefficients of x squared is 1, so you don't have to stress. You're just going to say x, you get that one, you say plus 2, since the coefficient is 1, and then open bracket, you say x minus 3. Okay, so these are the two factors you have found. Remember, we also had another factor here, which is this one. So if we have all the 3 factors, you can simply say, therefore the factors of p of x, are, you're going to get the first one you had, which was x minus 2, close bracket. You go again the other 2, which is x plus 2, and the last one, which is x minus 3. So this is how easily you can solve such a question. So do we have any question, ladies and gentlemen? Is there any questions? So